Glad to have you back. Following the announcement by the Minister of Digital Communications, Dr. Issa Pantami, on the need for Nigerians to submit the national identification numbers to their respective service providers, the offices of the National Identity Management Commission have been besieged with unprecedented crowds. These mammoth crowds are determining every consequences of contracting COVID-19 virus as they struggle to meet the stipulated deadline. Traditionally, in the Nigerian parlance, getting any means of identification can be quite a herculean task. And why many may seem not to have acquired an NIN may not come as much of a surprise. While many raise the fears of a possible widespread contraction, calls for automation alternatives have sprung the air, where many say the use of technologies could reduce physical interaction, which have since been a threat to human race. In a recent development, the telecommunications companies in Nigeria said it has submitted about 43 million national identity numbers to the National Identity Management Commission for verification in order to have them registered with their respective subscribers' identification models. Let's discuss how these automation alternatives and the availability of big data can spur telecommunications sector growth. We have the right person in the house. He is the president of the National Association of Telecom Subscribers, Mr. Adeolu, Chief Adeolu Ogunbanjo. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
It's great to really have you on the show.
Me.
Yes. Let's start with government threatening to block some users if they fail to link their SIM cards with the NIN. What effect will this have? Then, before we now go to that, the crowd issues and what we've seen over the days, not too happy about the pictures we see on television.
Quite honestly, trying to ensure that everybody comes under the National Identity Management Commission's portfolio is a fantastic idea. I mean, it's for security purposes, for me and you and for every Nigerian out there. But beyond that is the fact that they also know that, why are they saying that everything should be linked to the national identification number? Because if you look at it, passport can be faked, driver's license can be faked, also voter's card can be faked. But the only one that is centrally generated is the national identification number. So I align with government with that. But how do you now give initially a 2 weeks notice? Now they say it's expiring today. I mean, with the current wave of COVID-19 ravaging everywhere, in fact, since the minister has announced the deadline, every day is never less than 1,000. It's always above 1,000 cases.
That's true.
Precisely. So do we now say that Minister Pantami has not looked at all these scenarios? All this that is happening? I saw someone before we came into the studio. He showed me the Port Harcourt one. In Lagos, I visited the centers. It has been a mad place. See the mammoth crowd. You can easily contact COVID.
Yes.
Unfortunately, again, the NIMC officers, by the time you even print your form and fill it from home, they will say no. They want when I got to one of the centers, they said they want the one that is not for sale. And by the time you look at the not for sale and the one that they are filling is the same, except the not for sale thing. Whether it is not for sale and the man has printed it, he has filled it. So, I mean, these are ways you can reduce the stuff. But for now, Minister Pantami should be told by Professor Dambata, because he is the core professional. He's a fantastic engineer who is now at the saddle of the Nigerian Communications Commission.
Yes.
Professor Dambata should educate the young minister that we should extend it by 6 months in the first instance. In fact, deadline must be removed for now. But right now, they should at least, for the first instance, before we can appraise it, let's look at June 30th.
Is there any option of using technology to sort out this problem? Because we're also looking at that opportunity in all of this. So people can just have, it can be seamless.
Yes, you are right. But the apps, there are some apps that have been introduced. Again, they have also looked at very many centers, registering. Go to any of the centers as well. It's the same. The app, honestly, is so difficult. Let them make the app so simple. It is complicated for now. People are not finding it easy using that app. And I can assure you, it's just that I'm registered, but it is just that others that are using the app, the interface with me, look, it's so difficult. Very few can use the app successfully as we speak. So government, particularly the NCC, should advise Minister Pantami, one, to ensure that every network operator and NIMC, they should collaborate and ensure that they develop apps for each of the operators so that they can at least approach it seamlessly. They should collaborate with the Nigerian Identity Management Commission, with the network operators, the four of them, NIN Mobile, MTN, Glo, and Airtel. They should, for God's sake, work out a simple app that can at least make it accessible to Nigerians, and they should do seamless registration with it.
Because Nigerians are enlightened and they will definitely take advantage of this. Being the president of Telkom subscribers, what have you been hearing? What have you really been hearing? Tell Nigerians, what are the feelers? How are people reacting to all of this?
You see, the reaction of people is quite, frightening in the sense that they want to do it so that they
don't get blocked.
Their SIM cards are not blocked. But on one hand, there is that deadline given by the minister. You go to the center. I was in one of the centers today. Terrible. Very, very terrible, because today is the closing date. Sincerely, subscribers want to register, but not with this type of condition, particularly. On one hand, you are looking at, this is COVID, though.
Yes.
With a massive crowd. Again, if you now say social distancing, there's nothing like that.
Nothing.
Face mask. Yes, before you move in, the face mask is there. But the moment you get in, nothing like that. So there's nothing like any of these non-pharmaceutical protocols. It is something the minister must look into. Perhaps we should appeal to the Honorable Minister, Minister Pantami, that he should, for God's sake, be advised by subscribers to extend it by 6 months in the first instance. Let us look at where we are by June 30. Again, if you look at what they have done before, they've done 42 million. Yes. That was before it started. But now they're saying, yes, we are now submitting, the telcos are now saying, that is the mobile network operators, they're now saying they have, done 43 million. Out of how many? And today is the closing date. Unfortunately, government policy is saying that it must end today. So we are looking at about 160 million.
Yes.
Now, or more.
Or more, because some people have 2 lines, 3 lines.
Precisely. So if you are looking at that, it's about 211 million. Yes. So beyond that now is how do they get all these phones registered? Apart from the fears that they may be blocked, there's also the fear of contacting COVID at the centers.
Yes.
Because that is precisely, it's only a man that is alive that will use the phone.
Yes.
So let Minister Pantami understand all these and be advised by subscribers. Beyond that, again, is the Professor Damata of the NCC. He is a core person that should advise the minister. Particularly if the minister is now looking the other side. He is the man on the saddle. The Professor Damata. He should go directly to Mr. President that I have a lot of issues on my hands. Minister is not listening. Yes, he's subordinate to the minister by way of being a parastatal under the ministry, but because this is affecting subscribers that he's sitting on. He must do something.
I'm also looking at that. The diplomats would also have to do this. And I'm looking at how this can affect, sending wrong signals in doing business in Nigeria.
Whoever, I don't know why they are now involving diplomats. Because are they Nigerian? We are saying it is for Nigerians. This is a national identity, national identification number. Should it extend to Nigerians? To diplomats? Again, what about the Nigerians in diaspora that have some numbers? What is their plight? We don't even know that. They must at least generate something for them as well. As they are abroad, maybe they can access the particular app that may be developed in conjunction with NIMC to ensure that they also are part of the process. But for now, I don't know why diplomats are being dragged into this. Again, if you now look at everything, if you want to do driver's license, you must have NIN.
Yeah.
If you want to do passport, you must have NIN. Why should you now want to crowd everything at once? People who now want to do passport, they will now have to, apart from your SIM now, you will now have to throng go to NIMC registration centers. It doesn't make, much sense to say that it is going to end today. Very many people, and it's going to affect businesses. Businesses under COVID that is, struggling to survive. You now want to mess them up again. Minister Pantami should not destroy our economy. He should try and, know what is happening in Nigeria for now and extend it. We are pleading to him.
We are really pleading. As much as we even say the positives, talking about, you identified that in your first response, talking about checking criminal cases, be able to identify who is who in case for people that want to have sharp practices and all of the positives. But I still think that there should be a rethink about all of this. What's your advice to Nigerians that are all around the centers and all that are this time? Let's end it on that note.
Well, my simple advice is go to the centers. A lot depends on your mobile phone. It's a virtual office, it's a companion, it's everything these days. In fact, these COVID times, is your office, is everything for you. Without it, you can't work at home.
Yes.
So you want to work at home, you want to stay at home, you must be in touch with your phone. So let them at least orderly go to the centers, but ensure that the non-pharmaceutical protocols are adhered to, and try and see if they can register. Using the app, again, network operators are also saying you should visit their websites. Let them also try and visit each individual mobile network operator and see whether they can, link their number with their NIN number with the phone.
Because even when you send the NIN to some telco operators, they'll still tell you you're subject to...
Precisely.
To verification. So it's all...
And that's why the 43 million is also being transferred to NIMC for verification.
Oh my goodness. So it's great talking to you. Thank you so much for giving us this insight and, we're throwing down this advice, and we hope that it's taken. We thank you so much for your time, National President of the National Association of Telecom Subscribers, Mr. Deolu Ogubanjo. We appreciate your time coming to our studio in this very critical time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, now let's take a break, and when we return, we'll look at the figures coming from the market. Don't go away, it's your business, Nigeria.